If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 135 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. It's an exciting day. It's our first ever game in Europe at Cambridge United in this series. We start with a game at home against Nacional Madeira. Obviously, they're the team that Cristiano Ronaldo started his youth career at, and hopefully they don't have anyone of that sort of ability in their starting lineup today. We'll find out later on. Starting my stronger side with Spaller and Johannes Geis and Downing and Stones, Ranti and Georgiev up top. Still playing Georgiev in the first team as he continues to grow ahead of Callum Wilson, although I may start playing Wilson ahead of Ranti, weirdly, because he's the guy that's starting to drop in overall rating. Still unsure now whether I'm going to keep Georgiev and sell Ranti, perhaps do it the other way around, because of course Ranti's stats are, or at least his physical stats, are starting to drop off, although to be fair, his pace could drop off by like 10 and he'd still be faster than most other strikers because he's got like 95 pace. But regardless, they had the first chance. Hutchinson though shows great handling to pluck that one out of the air to stop them taking the lead in the opening stages. A little bit lucky with the way the ball drops to Geis there, and again this second time around, but we get it back to Aquadar, gets it into Georgiev. Nice little first touch, dances around the defender. Goalkeeper no chance, just too much power on it, and Georgiev fires us 1-0 in front. 9 minutes in, we have our first goal in Europe, and it's Strahl Georgiev, the man to power the ball past the goalkeeper to give us that landmark goal. So we head into the second half, and Aaron Cresswell plays the ball down the line here to Nicholas Spaller. He's very, very fast, but decides rather than try and aim for the line, cut it back to Johannes Geis, who unfortunately, good effort, very good effort, just couldn't quite keep it down as it flashed across the top of the goal and out over the bar for a goal kick. But we continue to press forward, trying to look for a second. Madeira, rather unsurprisingly, didn't offer that much in terms of attacking threat. Obviously, they had the first chance of the game that needed saving by Hutchinson, but as you've been able to see from the majority of the highlights, it has very much been a one-sided game. Ranti here turning inside, so much space on the far side. You know a pass is coming. There he is, Jenkins Chikowi, but it's so tame on his left foot. I tried to get him to shoot with his right, took it early on his left and just, well, completely mucked it up, to be completely honest. Then Polenz goes on a lovely little run down the right-hand side, using Chikowi again, but Polenz pushes on again, takes the ball, gets really lucky with the red, drops back to him. His teammate, the defender's teammate rather, falls over the defender on the ball that made the initial challenge, which left Polenz with enough space to drill it across the Ranti. And if you watch the replay, he actually kicks it against the goalkeeper. A little bit lucky. He did the kind of look away finish, and he hit it straight against the goalkeeper. So he could have saved that, it keeps, but unfortunately for him didn't. And we get a 2-0 victory in our first ever game in Europe. So delighted not only to win, but to keep a clean sheet as well. Could not have asked for more, to be completely honest, from that game. Although perhaps maybe a 7-0 win would have been a better way to mark your first game in Europe. But I think a win and a clean sheet, regardless, is a brilliant way to get going in that regard. And we could kind of do with a similar scoreline here. 2-0 victory would go down very nicely. We're currently in the relegation zone in the BPL after 4 games, 2 wins, 2 defeats, so 3 points here against Cardiff, albeit away from home, would be very much appreciated. We'll try our best. As you can see, they're starting a 4-4-2 as well, so I wasn't sure whether we were going to cancel each other out tactically, and as you'll be able to see from the lineup, obviously with the European fixtures coming during midweek as well, having to rotate the side, and Callum Wilson at this time does start alongside Caseda, with Grealish on the left, Adarabioyo in centre of midfield with Toko, and Alvaro Vidillo out on the right hand side, who also is extremely fast and has brilliant dribbling feet actually, Vidillo, and you'll see an example of that a little bit later on in this game. But Wilson dances brilliantly inside there, nice little fake shot to stand inside the defender on his weaker left foot, gives us a 1-0 lead after 13 minutes, and after the way we'd played against Nacional Madeira, I thought brilliant, this is only going to go one way. We're going to go from strength to strength and hopefully get ourselves our first 3-point haul of the season. We get a little bit lucky with the way the ball drops there in a favourable manner towards Keller and not towards the striker that tried to steal it away. And then the game kind of goes the other way. As you can see, Toko picked up an injury there. That's actually a broken ankle and is going to keep him out for 3 months. So that's actually a big miss, because I very much enjoyed playing with Toko. Whenever he's come off the bench or started, he's been a real fresh, just a fresh sort of player to play with in that midfield, because we haven't ever really had a standout central midfielder. We've had kind of 65 and 67 rated centre mids, but nobody that's really kind of set the world apart until we, of course, brought in Johannes Geis. And I continue to play Aguadar at CDM or in centre mid because of the way he's growing, rather than Toko, who actually would probably be the better player in that starting role, but obviously with his extra pace comes in handy coming off the bench. But we won't be able to do that for a while because he's picked up the broken ankle, and as you saw earlier on as well, Cardiff were able to get themselves back on level terms with, to be fair, a very, very good header towards the end of the first half, and was so close to taking the lead again through Callum Wilson, toe poking that one past the goalkeeper but past the post as well. If he could have just stroked it with the instep of his right foot, may have found the back of the net. But they're going to have a shot here, well saved by Hutchinson, not the best of turns by the defender, and again lucky that we were able to keep that one out. Had a stroke of luck in the first half where the ball dropped free, and again in the second half there where the ball just squirmed its way out from the goalkeeper's grasp, and we weren't quite able to get the lead again through Callum Wilson, this time hitting the post. He's coming closer and closer and closer to a second goal. We just can't seem to find it so far, but here's a good example of Video's dribbling feet, like we say. Brilliant move to get in between 2 or 3 defenders to have this shot, but unfortunately the finish wasn't quite as accurate as his dribbling was, and he shot straight at the keeper rather than into the corner. So we have to take another point from the game against Cardiff, unfortunately. So that's 3 draws and 2 defeats so far in the Premier League. No victories to date, but we have had a victory in Europe at the beginning of this episode. We've also had a victory in the Capital One Cup, although it did come at a little bit of a test against Scunthorpe. So I started a much stronger side this time against Birmingham City, as you can tell. I was hoping for a much different outcome to the one against Scunthorpe. Well, maybe similar in either scoreline or end result, with us winning, but obviously I would like it to be a lot more comfortable this time around than it was against lower league opposition previously. Birmingham is still in the Championship, but they gave us a couple of good games last season, and I was expecting the same again here, to be completely honest, although we are at home again, so I would like to take advantage of being at home and have all the pressure on the away side to come away and do a job. On the BPL side, obviously we're almost kind of a scalp now for the smaller sides, but we don't get off to the best of starts. A mix-up between the goalkeeper and the defender means that it's just an easy finish for the Birmingham striker into an empty net, but we were going to get a chance just 2 or 3 minutes later, and well, it was a shot and a half from Storal Georgiev. If he does want to move, he's definitely going about putting himself in the shot window the right way, but if I can keep hold of him, I will, because he's stepped up this year. Last year he didn't score that many goals, and Ranty kind of shadowed him, or overshadowed him, but he's really stepped up now. That is a gorgeous finesse finish off the post. Keeper could just stand there and watch it, could do nothing more. Then Johannes Geis, as you can see, stop his time at the end of the first half, trying to get ourselves in front if we can. That cross was meant for Ranty, but it finds the head of, you guessed it, Storal Georgiev. Brilliant header into the back of the net. That's 2-1 in front now rather than 1-0 behind, and we'll try and make it 3 at the start of the second half as we did at the end of the first. Lovely through ball from Georgiev this time. Can he pick up an assist to go hand in hand with his brace? Yes, he can. Takelo Ranty races away. Nobody's going to catch him. He's absolutely electric fast, and he rifles it into the back of the net to make it 3-1. On the hour mark, though, Birmingham are going to get the chance to pull one back. They work it about really nicely here. Kobe Arthur plays a lovely 1-2. Onside, drilling it into the bottom corner. An extremely tidy goal from Birmingham, and that kind of got me a little bit wary. I had to firm up defensively from then on just to make sure that they didn't score an equaliser, but we did go up the other end and score a goal from a header to make it 4-2. John Stones with his first goal for the club since moving from Everton, and that's actually a similar goal. Do you remember the goal he scored in real life against Manchester United for Everton not too long ago from a set piece like that? It's pretty much an exact replica of that goal. Brilliant header from him from the corner. Hopefully that's something he can do more often than he has been so far, now that we've got him in the first team almost every single week. And Ranty skips past one challenge, and I just couldn't help myself. I had to square it to Georgiev for his hat-trick. He was just waiting for it. Absolutely tramped it on them, and I have to apologise to Birmingham for doing that, but it was already 4-2, so, you know, why not make it 5 and give Georgiev his hat-trick? So that is exactly what I did. But after 5 games, there's loads of us down the bottom there that just haven't won a game yet. We've got 3 points from 3 draws, exactly the same as Aston Villa and West Ham, and it's only goal difference that sees us sit 17th rather than either 18th or 16th. And to be fair though, the 2 games we've lost are against Liverpool and Tottenham, who sit first and second in the table, having won all 5 of their opening games. So it's not that bad a start of the season. We've just been beaten by the 2 most informed sides in the league right now. but hopefully we can start to pick up some wins over the next couple of games. We've got Nottingham Forest next, so we'll definitely want to pick up a result in that one, as they've conceded 11 goals already this season, lost 3 and drawn 1, but they have picked up a victory, and that is what we want to do against them, to get a nice little 1 in that W column. So that'll be the plan for the next episode, and of course, drop the video a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you haven't already to make sure you don't miss out on that episode. There was a Inter Milan career mode episode uploaded earlier on today. There will of course be another one tomorrow, and a My Player in a My Player in the evening. Lol, I got all confused as to what day it was. And of course tonight I'll be streaming over on twitch.tv/Chesnoy Gaming in about 20 to 30 minutes time. Link in the description down below. Follow me on Twitter as well so you can stay bang up to date with everything that goes on with me, but I won't waffle at the end like I normally do. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.